All right, CSE 3200, this is video 4 from chapter 2 using robots. We have yet to make use of the robot's turn, but we are going to do that now. All right, so this is more of a helper method that's going to need a helper method. Private fun set robot turn. So there's a couple ways that I think that I could do this. I think one idea that I'm going to go with may be the least complex. If I had two robots, I could just go through the robot and say whatever your turn is, turn it to not that. So yes becomes no, no becomes yes, or true becomes false, false becomes true. But that doesn't happen with three. With three robots, one's going to change from large to small, one's going to change from small to large, and the other is going to remain small. And if I went to 4 or 5 robots, then I'll have 2 that'll change and then 3 that'll remain the same. I go one more, it'll be 2 that'll change and 4 that'll remain the same. And so the logic becomes a little bit more polluted. So what I come up with is let's go through and change everybody to false. It's not your turn. And then use pretty much something like this to say, but you know what? The robot at this location, it is your turn. So we're going to turn every robot to false, and then we're going to turn this guy to true. All right, so let's start with the second line first. Robots at turn count -1 dot my turn equals false. Okay, but now we are going to go through and turn everybody to true. Now, we have not done for loops yet, and there's lots of ways to do for loops in Kotlin, but one of the more common ways to do a for loop in Kotlin is like you probably used it in Python or in Java. In Java, it's an enhanced for loop. So we're going to go for every robot in robots. A robot is just the variable name. It could be anything I want, but in robots is kind of important. We are going to go robot.myTurn is false. Oh, which reminds me that this line on the bottom, that should have been set to true. Robot.myTurn is equal to true. So this is turning, I did it backwards. Okay, this one should be the one that's false. All of them get turned off, but the correct one gets turned on. There we go. All right, and this is perfectly good. Visibility is great, but I'm going to save a little bit of room since this for loop only has one line, and that's going to be my set robot turns. Right now, it really doesn't do anything for me because I am not using the fact, that it is or is not the robot's turn, but I can call set robot turn. Okay, so the idea here is right now with the images, we got these 6 lines of codes, 6 lines of code. And if we had more robots, each one of these sections would grow by however many more robots we would have, and then we'd have extra else if conditions, and we could shorten it a little bit if I had a when condition. But my idea is this is going to be a little bit better with a loop, and I won't need all this. I'll just need a couple of lines instead of these many, many lines. So we're going to go and ask the robot, is it your turn? Well, if yes, then you're large, and if no, then you're small. And so that simple logic ought to get things done. But in order to do this, we're going to be best served if the robot can keep track of its images. It already keeps track of whether whether it is its turn or not, and it already stores its message, its string ID. Let's have it also store its resources that are its 2 images. So let's go robot image large. Well, I've got to say that this is a val. Robot image large. It's not going to change, so let's keep it at val. And it will be of type int, just like with this message resource. It's going to reference an ID. So this wasn't string, and this is not an image view. And then one more. And I'm kind of running out of room here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down. It's going to look a lot nicer. Bring that down. and I've lost my end parenthesis, but I'll have to remember to put it back. Val robot image small of type int, and I'm going to put my end parenthesis, and I'm going to put that parenthesis down there. Looks nice. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. So we're going to go back to the main activity, and we are going to make a function, private fun, set robot image is set robot images. And okay, so we are going to go through our robots. And we're going to go robot at index 0, robot at index 1, robot at index 2. And we're going to say, hey, robot, set your image to, oh, wait. Okay, a robot's a robot. It's not an image view. So we are going to want to have another place to store all of those image views. So my idea is we are going to have another list, but this list is going to change because it is going to hold image views. And it's either going to hold like small, small, small. No, it actually never does that. Hold like large, 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 small, 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 large, small, etc. like that. All right, so we're going to make a list, but this time it's going to be a mutable version, not an immutable version.